Trigger warning. Liam Neeson movies, lopsided smiles, dandelion fields, fake marriage proposals, grass-stained knees, ketchup lips. Warning, I put my first boyfriend away. I say at parties because I'm a dangerous girl, because I'm better at Russian roulette than beer pong. I have stared down the barrel of a loaded gun. This blonde girl stared back at me. She doesn't look anything like me. If I didn't look anything like me, maybe he wouldn't be able to find me. My mother makes me diet back, tells me judges don't trust bleached blondes. How is it abusive if he never hit you, she asks. Trigger. Trigger warning, plastic tiaras and performance chefs. No one will love you like I do. Warning, I sleep with a baseball bat under the bed, carry hot pink pepper spray in my purse like lipstick. My friend Dalton tells me he could get me a gun. Warning, no one will love you. Warning, I do not know my own triggers. They are the way a stranger walks down the street or the way my lover's lips form around a word. I put my first boyfriend away, I say at parties, because everything is a trigger, because there is no safety on my mouth. I say it because I'm waiting for it to stop feeling like a lie. Trigger, I signed the papers. Trigger, I called the hotlines. Trigger, he sat in a jail. Trigger, cell until he didn't, and I sat in a stairwell, shaking with the recoil of everything we'd done to each other. I walk to work even though I'm too small to be a babysitter today. Need someone to watch me today, to cut my apple slices for me, hold my hand across intersections, keep me away from knives, trigger, and cars, trigger, and men on the street, trigger, who look like knives and cars. I don't believe in lying to children, but when she asks me what's wrong, I still tell her the storybook version. I tell her that once a bad man broke into my home. I wish I'd also told her that bad men look like respectable young men, trigger, that bad men will compliment your Nana on her lemon squares. Bad men write love poems, trigger, bad men smile so wide they will swallow you. And you will convince yourself you asked him to. Stalkers, trigger, can't be convicted, trigger, unless their victims, trigger, prove they feared for their lives. How do you prove fear? How do you put months of hell breaths, and will you please come with me? And he will kill me, trigger, he will kill me, trigger, he will kill me, trigger. But I told you so on my gravestone, because they can't ever say she didn't scream loud enough in a Ziploc baggie for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Trigger warning, loaded questions, trigger filling every chamber of my heart with ammunition, trigger warning, cock, trigger, always a weapon, trigger, always an ultimatum, trigger, he shoots me underage, underweight, trigger, contorted in his favorite trigger positions, tells me he knows how to upload the pictures, trigger, without leaving behind any fingerprints, trigger warning, aim, loving someone, trigger, is handing them a map of your weak spots, trigger, fire, trigger, fire, trigger, fire. No warning shots. My friend Dalton tells me he could get me a gun. I tell him I have seen a gun go off, and yet I can't shake the habit of staring down barrels, of believing that I am gentle enough to touch the trigger without pulling.